So these are some of the common interview questions. So this is the most common question in an interview. Tell me about yourself, give me your introduction, introduce yourself. So we had already discussed about this, how to give your introduction, what are the points you need to include when you give your introduction. And remember one thing, when you give your introduction, you have to be clear, you need to sound confident, and you need to be a little slower. Do not just be too fast. If you tell everything too quickly, then the other person, that means the interviewer, might not understand what you have said. And again, I'm repeating, whatever details you provide to the interviewer, whatever details you include in your introduction, that should be mentioned in the resume also. For example, educational qualification. So regarding the educational qualification, I have already said you that you need to mention your highest degree. You need to mention about the course that you are pursuing or your highest degree. uh, so that should be also mentioned in your resume, but you're not supposed to mention your the name of your schools, or the name, or when you have passed your class 10 or class 12. So you're not supposed to mention everything, but because everything is there on your resume, what you need to do is you just have to mention your uh, last your last degree or the course that you are pursuing. And in case of other qualifications, so you need to be clear with the other qualification part. And because now you have done a lot of Coursera courses, so I think it's a little confusing now. So again, I'm repeating that whenever you mention the other qualification, mention the short term courses, make sure that the short term courses are the courses that you mention are related to the particular requirement of that position or the requirement of the company. Do not mention all, do not mention, like 10 courses, because that is going to take a lot of time. So that is why you're supposed to mention only the name of those courses which you think is like related to the position or the requirement of the company. All right, now be clear with the names and the name of the institute or the name of the platform. Okay, do not be confused. And the name of the course, whatever you are telling the interviewer, should match the name that you have, the names of the course that you have written, that you have included in your resume. So so just be a little careful about this. And you need to also be thorough with your resume. You need to read your resume, so that you do not forget the details, and so that you do not say something which you have not included in your resume, or which mismatches your resume. Okay, now when you give your introduction, as I had already said, you need to be a little slower. You shouldn't speak too quickly, and you need to make sure that your introductory part is completed within a minute. Okay, do not be so fast that it is over in just 30 seconds. Just make sure that you take at least 1 minute, or like 50 seconds, 50 to 60 seconds. It should be in between 50 to 60 seconds. So do not cross that limit, or do not just be too fast that you are done in 30 seconds or 20 seconds. Okay, and you have to be confident when you tell about yourself, because you're talking about yourself. So you need to be confident, you need to sound confident. Okay, so I had already told you how what are the points you need to include. Now the next question is, suppose this is another important question you might get, if you choose a sales profile. Okay, so you might get a question like this: why sales? So I have written a few answers here, so you can answer in this way. So why do you want to do sales and marketing? Why have you chosen this area? Okay, so sales and marketing is one of the areas where you can grow very quickly. You can earn a lot and you can grow very quickly. So you can explain it in that way, and you can also use some other points as well. And here I have mentioned that sales and marketing is the only field where one can pursue their career more creative and productively with stable economical strength. I feel that people who don't want to spend all their time on coding by sitting in front of a computer well off for this field. So this is one answer that you can give. The next answer is, I am inherently creative and a people's person. While I may have this is just for the engineering, so you may just skip this part. So I like to connect with people, I like to interact with people, and I am sure that my this quality of interacting with people will help to make proposals and to convince them. So in this manner you can answer this question. So when you select this field, so you might get a question related to this, like why sales, why do you want to be here, and why have you selected sales as a career option. Okay, so you can answer in this manner. Next is, if you are going for a sales interview, interview which is for a sales position, then you might get this question that how to sell a product. All right, so I have given few uh, like I have included few points, few tips on how to sell a product. So I shall be sharing this with you all, so you can go through it and you can just figure it out. Okay, so later on, if you have any doubts, you can just ask me. So first of all, I just want to say you that if you get this kind of a question, then you can just do one thing, is that you can try to create the need. Okay, first try to create the need of that product and try to explain the benefits, and then finally promote the product and convince the customer to buy your product. So that is how you can sell a product. So first of all, you need to create the need. If there is no need of that product, if there is no requirement, then the person is not going to take it, isn't it? So you have to create the need and explain the benefits, why it is going to help the customer, and then you need to answer the questions of the customer and then promote your product, convince the customer, and that's how you sell an object or a product. All right. So another question is, how will you resort to an issue with your fellow colleagues? So this is something that is very common. This is also a very common question. So how will you solve a problem? If you have an issue, if you have a problem with your fellow colleague, how are you supposed to handle it, or how will you solve it? So you the best answer for this is, I will discuss with him, I will try to communicate with him, I will try to have a discussion with him and figure out a particular path and figure out a particular solution to the problem. Okay, so this is the best answer for this question. Next up is, how did you hear about this position? So you need to mention the source from where you have heard about that particular position. So you can be very genuine at this, genuine with this answer. I have gone through an advertisement on this newspaper, or I have seen the ad on social media. I have heard about this position from a friend. I've heard about this position from a relative. So you can be very loyal with this answer, and you can tell about the source of the information. Okay, then what do you know about the company? So for this question you need to do a little research about the company, so that you can answer this question properly. All right, you need to do a little research about this. uh, where are you supposed to research about this? You can research it online on their website. You can go to the about section of the website, and then you will be able to find a lot of information about the company. So that is why it is suggested to learn a little about the company, to research a little about the company before you sit for the interview. Okay, so you need to learn a little about the company, you need to know a little details about the company, you need to have some kind of information about the company, so that you can answer this question. All right, next important question is, why should we hire you? So this is also a very common question. So why should the company hire you? Now you need to uh, tell about the reason that makes you the best fit for that organization, and you need to explain why you are the best choice, why you are the best choice for the organization or for the position. Okay, so you need to you can explain your qualities, your skills, that why you are the best fit for that organization. Okay, next, another similar question is, why do you wish to join us? So the previous question was, why should we hire you? So what are your qualities that we should hire you? Now this is just opposite to it, that why do you want to join our company, why do you want to work in our company? So again, research is going to help you to answer this question. So you need to research about the company so that you can answer to this question, and you can mm, just relate your answer to the mission and vision of the organization, and you can explain your skills and your goals accordingly. Okay, so in that way you will have chances that you might be selected. Okay, so I have just included two answers here. So I have heard a lot about this organization and I wish to be a part of this organization. So this is one simple way of telling why you want to why do you want to join the organization. Another thing is, another answer that I have included is, I have seen your company consistently listed as one of the top places to work. I have read employee testimonials and heard of your enthusiasm for encouraging employee growth through education, training, and vast resources. I would love to join your team, continue to create great work, and grow within the company by learning new skills. So, this is another answer that you can give when you get this question. Okay, now don't don't try to memorize it, because then you'll be confused. So just try to learn it and tell it in your express it in your own words. Okay, so I don't have much time left, so I am ending here. I will be sharing this with you in the group. So if you have any doubts, I will be discussing about few other questions as well in the next class. So if you have any questions, you can ask me in the next class or drop your questions in the group itself. And yeah, that's all for today.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.